High fashion. For over 100 years, tall felt hats were the fashion for European gentlemen. Hat makers could hardly keep up with all the hats people wanted. The felt was made from beaver fur. People wanted fur for other reasons too. It was popular for both men and women to wear fox, otter, and other animal fur on coat collars, sleeves, gloves, and boots. The trappers in Europe had killed all the beavers there. When they learned that the land in America had rivers full of beavers, they came here to trap them. Beaver hats were the reason our land was explored by trappers. Caption: the house in Prairie du Chien was built with money from the fur trade. Caption: Native Americans often worked as guides for the voyageurs. They helped them find their way. Linking the past to the present, during the 150 years that the French traders were in our region, they named places that still have French names today. Some of them are La Crosse, Eau Claire, Fond du Lac, and Flambeau. Can you think of other places in our state with French names? The amazing voyageurs. Bundles of furs were stored until trading companies came to Canada to collect them. The men who carried the furs to trading posts along the rivers were called voyageurs. The men paddled the canoes and did other hard jobs. The canoes were big enough to hold 8 men and their cargo. Birch bark canoes were used because they were easy to build and repair. They could float in very shallow water, even when filled with heavy cargo. The canoes were light enough to be carried. Caption: Indians helped the French fight the British. They often killed English settlers. Today, the town of Portage is located on the Wisconsin River. It is the place where traders carried furs overland. Often, 8 men spent 15 hours a day paddling a long canoe. The canoes were so full of furs that the men could hardly move. To help pass the time, the men sang. They paddled the canoes to the rhythm of the songs. The voyageurs showed pride in their work by the way they dressed and decorated their canoes. They dressed in deerskin shirts, leggings, and moccasins. Canoes were brightly painted. Sometimes feathers hung on the front and the back. Often the rivers and lakes did not connect to each other. The voyageurs had to portage their cargo over the land to the next body of water. They carried 90-pound bundles of furs, sometimes as far as 5 miles. Some men carried more than one bundle at a time. The hard work of the voyageurs helped make the fur trade successful. The French and Indian War. The French and Native Americans had customs and habits that were very different from each other's. Most disagreements were settled peacefully. However, both sides wanted to keep trading with each other. 2 countries in Europe, France and Great Britain, did not solve their problems peacefully. France and Great Britain had been rivals for many years. Each was trying to win the race to claim the most land around the Great Lakes. Both countries believed claiming the land would make them rich and powerful. It was the final contest to decide who had the most power in the New World.